Hey, welcome to Minding Your Business. My name is Chris Spiker. Our first guest today from AV Desert Divers, Mike Orlando and Terry. Welcome.
Welcome.
Hey, so you got on my radar. You must have an annual event, but you sent a letter out.
We do. We have our annual installation banquet, and AV Florist is always gracious to donate something for our raffle.
And I've done that, right?
You have.
Okay, so we got. When is the event?
Well, that event actually happened a couple of weeks ago. We do it every year, usually the first or second week of March. Bring our new board. We're a nonprofit organization.
Right.
And we kind of, our old board comes up, we thank them, and our new board gets installed into the group.
And do you have new blood every once in a while?
This year we actually did. It's
All right.
not too often. Some of our members have been on the board for many, many, many years.
Yeah, that's why you brought Terry for the history.
Yeah.
AV Desert Divers. This is probably kind of a funny name, right? Because, okay, how much deep water diving is going on in the Antelope Valley?
We get that question. Everybody always asks, will we dive in the Antelope Valley? And we always say, we don't. We generally go to the ocean. So.
But I bet in the beginning you might train in a pool.
In the pools, absolutely. Sports Chalet was one thing. I worked there for a while as an instructor. And then Sports Chalet went away. There really isn't a whole lot left up here. At one time, Little Rock actually had water in it, and we dove there. I think we got like 1 or 2 years there.
Mm-hmm.
And it was nice in the summertime. The water was nice and warm. They were very nice to let us use the boat ramp to go in and out.
My wife says there's no warm water diving in California. Is she correct?
Pretty much. Pool.
Yeah. Or maybe you'll get back in Little Rock Dam.
Eventually, I guess. I keep hearing they're going to be opening it up again soon.
And AV Desert Divers is going to be at the Poppy Festival.
Yeah, we have a booth again this year in the nonprofit section. We give out information about us, and one of our new projects that we've just been affiliated with is a group called WAVES, which stands for Wounded American Veterans Experience SCUA. So we work with veterans, and they actually get our people through the Veterans Administration. They're based in Temecula, and they contacted us and want to open a little branch up here, and we're going to give it a shot.
Everything that happens in the Antelope Valley gets really big.
I hope so.
Yeah.
It would be great to kind of give our veterans something back.
Poppy Festival. So that's 2 days,
Yeah.
and it's the end of April.
Yeah, it's later this year, and the poppies should be really nice this year with the
Well,
poppies growing.
they're nice right now, aren't
Yeah,
they?
beautiful.
And how many people come by your booth during the Poppy Festival?
Oh, it's hard to say. There's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. We try to give out information and, let them know that there's a dive club up here and, that kind of stuff, and information on our projects. We do a lot of cleanups. We do one in Catalina. We have a big one up in June Lake where we actually go up in the summertime and clean June Lake up.
Underwater.
Yeah, underwater.
Well, what a great exercise. I mean, that's a whole training right there, isn't it?
Mhm.
Because you've got a bag and you're collecting and
It's
now.
also high altitude diving.
Ah,
That's you can actually get your high altitude certification in making that dive.
a whole
So-
degree of difficulty.
Well, yeah, your tables are completely different than they are at sea level. Obviously, you're at almost 8,000 feet. So that's you have to be real careful.
Well, that's right. I mean, usually you'd think you're going to be diving at sea level.
Usually.
Correct. Most of the time you think that.
Yeah.
But up there, the lake goes to 110 feet, and if you go past 40, you're going to get bent. And when you bend, you have to get on a helicopter and fly even higher, which is not good for you.
Wow.
So yeah, it's not dangerous if you just watch what you're doing, and we always have a pre-dive talk and explain everything to everyone, and make sure everybody's on board with what's going on there.
So you guys are all about training and safety.
Absolutely,
Over and over and over.
absolutely.
And fun.
And fun.
Fun is a really important part.
We
of
try
it.
to have fun.
Yeah. It should always be fun. So Terry, give me some history about the AV.
Well, the Desert Divers started in 1970 at the YMCA. We had just a few members then. I joined the club in 1980, and I've been in the club since. I've been newsletter editor almost all of those years. So I kind of put together the newsletter every month for everybody. But the club has done many, many things over the years. We, at this point, I believe, are one of the oldest in Southern California. I think the Wreck Divers are the only club that's older than us. So, we've been around, this was our 49th year. So next year will be 50, be a big one next year. So, but the club does all kinds of things, like Mike was saying. I mean, we dive different places, we look for different stuff. I've been involved in searches in Lake Elizabeth, in Little Rock Dam, and searching for people's fishing gear, all kinds of stuff. Yeah, there's one gentleman actually at the Palmdale Fin and Feather. We got a call. Two of us went out there, and he was out on the spit, and he had dropped his, well, not dropped it, but it slid, his whole tackle box slid into the water, and he couldn't get it. So we went in the water and brought it back up, and luckily it was sealed, and there wasn't even any water. And I was surprised it didn't float. I guess he had too much weight in the bottom of it.
So he's actually a pretty smart individual that he didn't chase after that box, because it could have been a recovery instead of just a lost and found.
Especially if he doesn't swim. I don't
Yeah.
know. But yeah, the ocean right now is very cold. By the middle of summer, right now it's running about 53, 54 degrees. By the middle of summer, it might get up to 58. That's pretty cold.
So somebody just starting out, that's not going to endear them to the sport.
Well, you talked about, is there any warm water diving here? No, there's not. But I'll tell you, I would put a day in a kelp bed at Santa Cruz Island against any place in the world. And I've dove just about every place in the world.
Fun, pretty.
Absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, the kelp stalks go up about 60 feet, and sunlight coming down through them, and seals, little running back and forth, and it's just like a forest. I mean, it's just you're under this big canopy. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's just I get goosebumps just talking about it right now.
I almost got goosebumps. It sounds. I mean, I can see myself in a forest with the light coming down through the trees. It's
Right.
just like that.
Right. And underwater photography is one of my very favorite things. And so over the years, I've gotten different camera equipment and different things. Originally there was no digital cameras, and so when you went underwater, you had 36 pictures, and that's it.
Oh, my.
And believe
Yeah.
me, always after you shoot the 36th one is when the whale shows up. So you always try to keep a picture or two at the end. But
For the whale.
with the advent of the digital cameras, things have just changed completely. I mean, I came back from a trip last year, and I had taken 1,700 pictures underwater, about 150 per dive. So you can just click, 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 click. You're chasing. My wife says I chase around things. So a butterfly, fish, or something like that, I'll try to get a shot. And
There
so
it
you
goes.
might shoot 10, 15 shots. And still not. We get a lot of fish tails. We say, them swimming away. So that's not exactly what you want for a picture, but it's really fun.
Yeah, it sounds like fun.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask contact information. How do people find AV Desert Divers?
Well, the best way is probably to go to our website, which is avdesertdivers.org. And we also have a page on Facebook. You can get a hold of us that way.
So right about now, this is when you should wave at the camera, because they're going to be watching this video on your website, yeah, and they want to know that you're friendly and that you're engaged and all that.
Very friendly. Our club has got the feeling that we want to invite new divers in and get them under the wings of more experienced divers, because we want everyone to be safe. We don't shun people with no experience. We bring them in and teach them the right way and the safe way.
Does claustrophobia ever get to you guys?
Underwater? No. Really, I have, a lot of people talk about that, but I'll tell you, if I'm in the water, you dive in, the bottom's here, the surface is there, and
Yeah.
you're basically in between.
Yeah.
And as long as you can see the bottom and see the surface, I've dove in the Caribbean before at Cayman, and 200-foot visibility. I'd be at 90 feet and look up and see the bottom of the boat right there. It looked like it was 15 feet. So,
And that's a reassuring feeling.
correct. And some people, you get out and it's in low visibility, you only see 5 or 10 feet. Some new divers get a little nervous because, they can't really see where they're going or where's the bottom or this or that. So we try to, introduce them to that and then get them feeling a little better about, low vis diving. It's not always pristine here. A lot of times if we get upswells out at the islands, and that's where all the nutrients come up from deep, and that's how all the filter feeders feed, all the scallops and things like that. They all feed off of that. But it also just puts a lot of green in the water. So even when I take pictures, I have to use a filter to get the green out. I have to use a red filter.
But people that would be diving with you, you're gonna have a talk, and you're gonna tell them about the conditions.
Absolutely, absolutely. Before every dive, we have a meeting and explain where we're diving, how deep it is. Off the front of the boat is this distance, off the back of the boat is this distance. Don't go there.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you guys have trips or your sponsored trips?
Oh, yeah, yeah. We've got, we just went out on the, once a month we try to have a boat dive. We just went out on the Spectre weekend before last and had a great time. The water was really cold, about 51. But some fish were taken. I didn't take any pictures. I didn't go, actually, that's why.
No
But-
pictures.
Yeah, but it's a lot of fun. You know, we have trips all through the year. We have some annual trips that we do. We have for Father's Day, we have a clam chowder dive at the beach, make clam chowder and everything. In September, we go up to June Lake, as he mentioned. We do a 3-day up there, and the biggest thing in November we go to Catalina for a big weekend in Catalina. So those are the kind of big things that we do throughout the year.
I've stayed overnight in Catalina. What a wonderful place.
Yes, and it's great
So
diving
clo-
there too.
And so close.
And yeah, even any of the islands are very close. Like I say, I would put them up against anywhere in the world.
People have to be jealous that we're so close to such great conditions.
The only thing is they don't like wetsuits.
That's right. And you got to wear them when you're in that kind of water.
Absolutely.
So talking with AV Desert Divers, contact information again, Mike?
avdesertdivers.org is our website, and you can also find us under AV Desert Divers on Facebook.
Very good. Well, thank you very much for being on the show.
Well, thank you.
Thank you for
You're an
having us.
exciting part of the Antelope Valley. Thank you.
Thank
We try
you.
to be.
Yeah.